Hello everyone and welcome back to another video featuring the new team up set where we are now going to be reviewing what I believe will be one of the ways in which Celebi Venusaur GX will end up seeing play. Now Celebi Venusaur GX is a very interesting card because it not only has a lot of HP but it can be very resilient and has some cheap-ish attack costs, and the first attack is very nice in like stalling out and delaying your opponent's Pokemon, that it becomes a really difficult Pokemon to take down. So this is a deck that I believe has a decent chance at doing well in the upcoming team up set. It's my first iteration of the deck. It is completely untested, so don't take all my word for it, but it is based on research I have done into Japanese meta and what they have currently in terms of cards and whatnot. So first off, we have Celebi Venusaur GX, 270 HP, a grass type, and attack team of course. And then we have Pollen Hazard. This attack does 50 damage and your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, confused, and poisoned. Now that's a lot of extra damage by the burn and the poison. That's at least 80 damage, which is very nice. 3 energy for 80 damage is nothing to write home about, but the confusion is what really sets this card apart from others, because confusion forces your opponent to either retreat in order to attack, Guzma around the Celebi and Venusaur, or risk a coin flip to not only potentially not attack but also receive damage in return. 3 damage counters. So overall it's a really nice attack that buys you time between that and your humongous HP. It's gonna be hard for your opponent to take you down because half the time they won't even be attacking you if they try. And they no deck, or pretty much very few decks, have an infinite amount of Guzmas. Now next up we have Solar Beam, which deals 150 damage, which is a pretty solid number for 4 energy. That attack is much more cost effective than the Pollen Hazard attack. However, we also have Evergreen GX, which is even more cost effective, dealing 180 damage for 4 energy. We don't have Choice Band in this deck to power up this into a 210 KO on something like Azor GX. However, if you have 1 extra grass energy attached to Celebi Venusaur GX when using Evergreen GX, you may, or rather you will shuffle all cards from your discard pile into your deck. So all the disruption that you've played, as you can see from the deck, all the disruption that you've played in the name of Crushing Hammers, Enhanced Hammers, the Ether Paradise Conservation Area, the Judges, all of that, all of those supporting disrupting cards will get reshuffled, and therefore you will be able to play essentially 8 Crushing Hammers, right? So it's a really nice attack. We had that effect a while ago from Lysander's trump card, but it was so powerful that it ended up being banned from the expanded meta and the standard metagame at the time, I believe. So now we have this once per game effect, so it's definitely not as broken as the Lysander's trump card, but it's still pretty powerful, a pretty powerful recovery move. Now, aside from that, aside from Celebi Venusaur GX, we have a one-of Absol, in which your ability makes it so that your opponent's active basic Pokemon have 1 more retreat cost. It has some synergy with the first attack to where if they want to be retreating in order to cancel out the effects or the special conditions from the first attack, they'll need to pay an extra energy. And this is extremely relevant when you are seeing things like Zapdos and Jirachis, which we might see an increase in play of a skateboard. So this is a direct counter to the benefit of using a skateboard. Now we also have Shaymin with its Floral Heal ability, where for each Shaymin, once during your turn, you get to heal 30 damage from your active grass Pokemon. So obviously Celebi Venusaur is going to be very difficult to take down with an HP of 270, and then Shaymin is just the icing on the cake in order to make sure that you can make Celebi Venusaur GX last for very long. Now, supporters wise in the deck, we have 4 Lily, 3 Cynthia, 2 Kuzma, 2 Acerola, and 2 Judge, so a little variety. We're trying to get that turn 1 Lily to fill up our hand with resources. We're trying to find that Celebi Venusaur GX, hopefully start it, to get an energy attachment onto it as quickly as possible. And then we have Acerola to protect it, Kuzma as well to try and stall, and then Judge to disrupt opponents' hands. Now, items wise, we have 4 Netball and 4 Nest Ball. So Netball finds us energy as well as all of our basic Pokemon except for Absol. Nest Ball does in fact find us all of our basic Pokemon, so we have a lot of Pokemon search, which is really nice. We do want a lot of Shaymins on the bench ready to go to heal Celebi Venusaur GX, and we also have 2 Ether Paralyzed Conservation Area, which reduce any damage dealt to Venusaur by 30. So as you can see, we have all the things, along with a 4 Crushing Hammer, we have a lot of things to try and prevent our opponent from attacking us, and then if they do manage to attack us, then we have a lot of ways to heal and reduce damage dealt to the Venusaur. Same thing with the Life Forest. We had to heal all special conditions and also 60 damage from Celebi Venusaur. Of course, we can't use that stadium more than once because it is a Prism Star, but it's still a pretty good inclusion into the deck. And then finally we have 2 Weakness Policy because Blacephalon is a thing and it's probably going to be a very good counter to Celebi Venusaur. And then we have 2 newer cards, one of which is Judge Whistle, which you choose one, either you draw a card or you put a Judge from your discard pile into your hand. So no matter what, you get a good effect. You'll usually want to put the Judge in your hand to disrupt your opponent, and combined with the Confusion attack, it will probably buy you at least a turn or maybe even 2 whilst they find enough resources to either retreat, to be able to attack you, or they'll risk the flip, and sometimes they'll flip heads, sometimes they'll flip tails. And we also have the Muscle Pad. Now, Muscle Pad is a tool card, and if this card is attached to a Pokemon with 4 retreat cost, it gets plus 50 HP, meaning Celebi Venusaur GX actually has 320 HP, making it one of, if not the hardest Pokemon to take down in the game, right? You can attach a Muscle Pad to a Whaler, Magikarp and Whaler tag team of course as well, but Celebi Venusaur definitely the preferred target because you also get to attack with it. Finally, we have a bunch of utility cards, such as the 1 Enhanced Hammer, such as the Counter Catcher, because if our opponent does manage to take down a Celebi Venusaur, that's half the game won right there. A multi-switch allows for some cool plays in case you need to retreat, or in case you need to do something to power up a second Celebi Venusaur, or rather be deceptive about your usage of the other attacks. A single Escape Rope as well to switch out, a single Field Blower to remove pesky stadiums and tool cards, and finally 8 Craft's Energy and 4 double colorless to power up Celebi Venusaur. So a lot of interesting cards. Another combination for Celebi Venusaur could just be the regular Venusaur, that's also another possibility, and try to use it in a more offensive way, and perhaps with Shining Genesect as well. But I really like this approach. I think I'm gonna really enjoy playing this slow and steady, wins the game with this huge tank that we have in Celebi Venusaur GX. And that will conclude our second team up deck review. Now, tomorrow I will probably be featuring more of the tag team GXs. If you have any suggestions on cards you would like to see or decks you would like to see from the new set, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like, it really helps out the channel, guys. And I hope to see you in the next video for tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, bye bye.